Well, hello.
Hi.
Friend. Oh my goodness. So what are we talking about today?
We need to talk about some just really serious and for me mind blowing things that I have been seeing all over online, and especially being on dating apps and seeing different profiles and stuff. Like, I have never heard of this before, and now it's everywhere. This idea of the red pill, manosphere, I don't know, incel, I don't know what you call it, but like,
This is crazy. So you brought this up to me and I was like, I don't know what that means. I don't know anything about that. And then of course, as the algorithm does, then it
Yeah.
starts showing you more of that content. And it was so absolutely eye-opening, but terrifying.
Yeah.
Like a terrifying thing. And I've actually talked to a few clients recently who have never heard of this either. So
Yeah.
I think it's really important to bring just awareness to it, because it is kind of like an insidious thing right now. And you're seeing, like, we even last week when we were looking at your apps and stuff, you can start seeing like the verbiage of.
Yes.
So, okay. So can you break it down for us? Like, what is red pill content? What is it alluding to? What does it mean?
Yeah. I am still learning. It is very new to me. But what I will say is it's all seems to be centered around the male loneliness epidemic.
Okay, so what does that even mean?
It just means that men are so lonely and there's nothing they can do about it, because from what I'm seeing is that it seems as though women have these high standards and men are doing everything and they just can't live up to it.
Okay.
And at the same time, women are being convinced that they don't need men and they're going on with their lives. And so these poor men, they're just
out there
so lonely.
They can't do anything about it. This is all just, it's women are the problem.
It's tragic. It
Okay.
is tragic. So,
Okay.
so basically, I've seen that an incel is someone who is involuntarily celibate.
Okay.
So they are not able to get these women to want to be with them. This idea of these podcasts and groups that are all about this red pill manosphere, I don't know, but like, it's just talking about how to be masculine, how to be an alpha male.
Got it. Like a high quality
Yeah,
man. Is
high
kind
caliber,
of like
yes.
high caliber man.
Yeah.
Well, and the red pill comes from the Matrix, right?
Yeah.
It's like
seeing clearly.
seeing
Like-
this thing that's actually happening.
Right.
And what you've explained to me is that these men are saying that like this problem is because the feminism culture
Yes.
and like all of that is like women don't want what they think that they want. Like they're saying that they want certain things.
Yes.
But what they're actually wanting is these things. And these men, especially these men who, by the way, none of them are married or have girlfriends, are teaching this content to sometimes young, vulnerable boys that are seeking to like, how do I date? How do I do these things? But like, it is, I don't know, they're infiltrating in this weird way to kind of like, it's all right that you feel this way, or like, you know?
Right. It's interesting because it is like a community.
Yeah.
Like feeling accepted.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, bud, I know you're going through a really hard time, because they are actually desperately lonely.
Yes.
Like,
That is true.
That is
I
how
do
they are
think that that's the
feeling.
thing that's happening.
yes.
Yes.
And so they're just like, hey, I understand.
Right. But the way that they're telling them to get
To-
unlonely.
Well, the way that they're like trying to get them to come to terms or to, accept how they're feeling is to like place blame on other people, other things, and to explain it, right?
Got it. Okay.
Like, it's honestly, I'm just as confused as it.
Because I'm like,
we
I'm
probably
trying,
sound.
I'm trying to wrap my head around it, because so it's basically like a whole group of men who have decided that women are the problem,
Yes.
And that's why they can't get women. That's why they're involuntarily celibate, because they want to be.
They're doing all the things, right? They're taking care of themselves.
They're working out.
Make good money. Like, no matter what they do, it's not good enough. Because women have these completely unrealistic high standards that they don't believe that they even are worth or deserve.
That I think that that's the key piece that I want to get across too. It's not like we've interviewed women and these are the things that women want. They're saying that women will say that they want you to be vulnerable. They'll say that they want you to be, you know, kind and compassionate.
Yes.
But they actually don't want that and don't
because
listen
that
to
makes
women.
you a simp. That makes you a beta male. And so they'll say they want those things. But then if you are those things, now they're turned off. That's not what they actually want. And now they're going to go read about these bad boys in their books and stuff, right? And we're both just like shaking our heads.
I just can't.
Like,
I can't because of the not listening to women.
The avoidance.
It's absolute avoidance of taking accountability for your own behaviors, actions. It is like straight up victim mentality.
It is. It's just like fixed mindset.
Yes.
Because if you have a growth mindset, if you are flexible,
curious,
healthy, you're going to say, man, I don't like how this feels.
Yeah.
I don't want to be lonely anymore.
Right.
And if what I say I want is to feel confident and to like have a partner, a relationship, someone who desires me, right? My first question would be like, okay, what's desirable?
How are you showing up? Not just what your body looks like.
No, of course not.
Right.
Because if we're giving you a playbook and you look at that and go, nah, that's not actually it. Well, I mean, I don't know. Help me help you.
Seriously.
Because we asked women. So
we went online.
You posted.
I posted on Instagram and was like, okay, like, what are you looking for in a man? Or what
attracts you
what
to them?
Attracts
What's
you to
desirable?
them?
Yeah.
And like overarching.
Everyone said the same stuff.
It was very, very similar, right? Like it's like
Yeah.
kindness, compassion,
Yeah.
emotional intelligence. Like a lot of them was like humor. And these are all just like really beautiful characteristics of another human being, right? Like someone who is kind and considerate of your thoughts, your feelings, right? Like it's someone who would be like a good partner, right? Like you would think like, oh, in a good partner, I want someone who is thinking about me, who when they go to the store or wherever, they pick up something for me, or they think of me in these small ways. Or like my husband, literally, I leave my shoes out all the time. And every time he picks up my shoes without one word, without one thought, right? Like he just does it for me because it's like a small like consideration of me, right? These are things that like it shows love. Like these are the ways that love shows up.
Let me interject though, because I feel like some of these men, so we're not talking about all men. No. Every time we're talking about the men that we're referring to in this episode.
Yes.
They would say, I am kind, I am thoughtful, like I do all those things and it's just not enough. They're just not, they want XYZ. And it's like, in my opinion, which what do I know, you know? But there's a difference between being performative. Like, are you doing something
for the motivation
as a way to be like, I did this for you.
So it's like transactional.
Right.
Like if I clean your car, then I expect you to have sex with me.
It's just very interesting to me because what you're describing with your husband sounds like he just genuinely
cares about me.
Weird. And so this is what, and we're going to be all over the place in this episode because it's so triggering, mind-blowing.
It's like a spider web too.
Oh my God.
Because it's like it pulls from all of these different places and things and patriarchal and passed down from your fucking parents and all these different aspects, right?
Exactly. So if you are saying that you want a woman, okay?
Yeah.
A partner, like you want to be in a relationship. You want to have intercourse, anything.
Right.
Okay. You want something from that person.
Yeah.
But then you also admit that you are above them, that you think they shouldn't think too highly of themselves, that you think that they should prove their worth to you. Like, do you actually like or want them, or is your ego just like upset that they're not choosing you? You know
like,
what I mean?
It's almost like you want the illusion, or like you want to look like you have that. But what you're really saying is, I want to show off like what I have for other men. I feel like it's very performative.
Yes. This is why I think the biggest issue is, I mean, I agree. I think men are very lonely, but I think that there's a huge gap and we're not on the same page on like what women want. And I think what men say they want versus their actions. Like there's just a huge gap.
Right.
And I think that there are certain things that could close that gap.
But you have to be willing to look inward, because at the end of the day, and I've shared this with you, but the loneliest I ever was in my whole life was when I was in a relationship.
Yes.
Sitting on the couch next to someone who I felt did not know me. But I also, the reason, and self-reflecting on that through therapy and lots of years of self-help, realizing that the reason I was so lonely is because I did not know myself.
Right.
I didn't know what I liked. I didn't know who I was. I was incredibly disconnected from myself. And I think that you can be alone and not lonely.
Okay. I love this.
Yes.
Because what I've heard is that men, like their focus in life is women. That they work out and they make money and they do all this stuff, and like it's all behind it is for women.
Right.
Right? I think it's for other men, but I hear that.
Yeah.
And like this idea that women do things for like other reasons, right? And they find different passions, different purposes. They like live a very full and a very like deep internal life. And again, there are men that do that as well. But I feel like women can get out of a relationship, get divorced, or just be single in general and be alone, but not feel lonely.
No.
Right.
No.
I'm like,
the only, and you've said it before too, is like you can only meet someone else where you've met yourself.
Yeah, as deep as you've met yourself. Yeah.
So if you are alone but don't feel lonely.
Yes, if you are not connecting to yourself.
Right.
Which means all of the ugly, like dark parts
Shadow
that you
work,
don't want
all
to
of
get
it.
into.
Yes.
The avoidance.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to therapy and talk about my feelings. I don't want to like, then if you can't connect with other people, if you can't connect with yourself. Now, I think what's happening is there's some men in this situation that want to hardwire connection.
100%.
And women are going, I actually don't want to do that.
You can feel it.
Yeah, you can feel the difference. Out. You're like,
absolutely. You can even feel that when it's with other women. You can feel the difference when someone genuinely is curious about you or wants to get to know you like on a deeper level, wants to have connection and in a relationship with you. You can feel that when you feel like someone's trying to hotwire connection with you by like talking about other people, or there's ways that people hotwire connection, right? Like intimacy can be a hotwire for connection, right?
Yeah.
Like you think that you feel connected to somebody because you've had intimacy with them, but like you can literally have no connection, right? And it's like you can feel the difference between if someone genuinely wants to know you versus like them not, and them wanting to get something, like they're seeking something that you can give them, right? Because when you are lonely,
if you're giving things to yourself, then
you don't, it's just
you're not
added, right? Like it's like your bucket's already full, and when someone adds something to the bucket, it's like overflowing with joy and love and all the things. If your bucket's empty, someone puts something in there and it still feels fucking empty.
Right.
So you need more of it and you need more of it. And you're always looking for this outside validation to fill something that you haven't addressed within yourself that you need. Like, you need to address, why do I feel this loneliness? Why do I feel disconnected from myself? Why do I keep looking for outside validation to tell me that I'm good or strong or manly? I need some other man to approve of my manliness to be manly.
Yeah.
To me, I'm like...
Because that has to be what it is. Because if a woman says, this is what I think is manly, this is what my definition of masculinity is, of what I would find attractive, desirable, I would want you, okay? And if a man is like, that's not what masculinity is, that sounds like a bitch. Like, okay, then clearly you, like, we talk about if you're an addict and you need to hit rock bottom, you need to want to change. Nobody else can make you or force you do it. No. So with these men, like, I'm just over here being like, look, I know that it's a real thing. I mean, I know that, like, there's suicide, like, it is a very serious thing. Yeah. But if someone is telling you, like, hey, here are the things that you could do. Right. And you're choosing to, like, you know better, or that, like,
that can't possibly be it. Especially from the women that you're saying that you want to connect with.
Right.
Like, if some, and I'm going to tangent now, but every single woman is so different. What turns us on is different. Yes. What we need is different. How we communicate is different. How, like, our love languages are different. Like, I was thinking about this morning, and I was thinking about, my husband cleans my car. Like, every time he goes into my car, he, like, cleans out all the garbage of, like, you know, the protein bars and the wrappers and things that, like, I've left in there, right? He cleans it out. But, like, that is nice, but it doesn't do anything for me. But if he literally, like, touches my back as he's reaching for something, I'm like, ooh, you know what I mean?
Right.
But if I'm communicating that to someone who's like, that doesn't make sense. I'm doing all these things for you. Like, why don't you want me? Why don't you? And I'm like, well, that's not, like, what revs me up. But wouldn't you want to know as an individual, as, like, wouldn't you think, like, okay, these certain things turn me on. I'm sure it's different for other men. What turns them on?
Right.
Wouldn't you think, like, hey, there's differences. If I ask the woman I'm actually interested in, what do you like? What turns you on? Like, getting to know them and understanding who they are. Like, that's the biggest turn on ever, to be like, hey, what can I do for you? How do I get you to feel good?
Again, but let me tell you, you're talking about wanting to find a solution, wanting to grow and change, having this mindset of like, what can I do? Like, I want to understand that person. That's not what we're talking about.
No, they're not looking for solutions.
Because what I'm seeing is this, like, finding a narrative that takes the blame off of them and that they're doing good. And it's just so unfortunate that society and all this stuff has created this horrible, like, situation that they are never going to be able to do anything to get out of.
What a disempowering place to be.
You want to talk about being masculine? Why are we acting like we have no power? The most masculine thing you could do is decide to take charge and do something about it. Yeah. Like, so I think this is what is so mind-blowing to me, is what boys grow up, like, being taught and believing is masculine. Because I think men are over here, like, really just killing themselves trying to, like, live up to this masculine thing. Right. When really it's all shame-based.
So true.
How can you be this, like, confident, you know, like, capable man who's just so masculine and manly and whatever, alpha male, when you feel like everything is shame-based and you see the world through a lens of just judging and being defensive? Oh my God.
I hate defensiveness. That is, like, the
worst. It is
trait.
The most unattractive. Girl, I'm going to bring up the video. So there's a video that I sent you, and I still feel like I'm going to make a video or reel on it. It is a man and a woman on a date, and the woman is saying that she is an independent woman, like she doesn't need a man to take care of her and stuff. And the man immediately says, well, then pay for your dinner today then. And the way that, you know, the other person kind of stitching this video or making this video was like, yeah, see, like women like to say they're independent, but then they expect you to this or this. And like, don't let her say that because that emasculates you or whatever.
Oh my God.
Like,
I'm eye rolling so hard right now.
It's so strange because
I can't even.
Let me tell you, the fact when I saw that video, the fact that that man's knee-jerk reaction to this woman, like speaking highly of herself, his knee-jerk reaction was to be defensive and reactive and to want to take her down a notch to prove that that is not true, right? Because somehow if I can prove that you need me, then that makes me higher up above you, masculine, whatever, right?
But the reality is it didn't do
the reality is that's the most bitch ass
seriously
shit I've ever heard in my life. You think a woman's gonna desire you when you clearly don't value or respect her, and to be quite honest, you think you're respecting and valuing yourself, but you're not, because you wouldn't see everything as an attack on your ego.
No.
You know what I mean?
That's the thing. It is all ego based. It's like, you've attacked my manliness, and it's like, if you really were
a secure
man,
confident man,
that wouldn't threaten you at all whatsoever.
We're not talking about cocky.
No. Okay? There's a difference between cocky and confident.
Huge.
Because confident is like knowing that you can address a situation, knowing that you are secure in yourself, even knowing when you don't know shit and being able to admit it. You know what I mean?
Yes, but there is a sense of you're grounded and you are secure. So it doesn't matter. Like, you're not easily triggered.
No.
You have nothing to defend. You show up in that. Like, you're able to sit in your masculinity and not have to prove it to anyone.
No, because you just are it. You don't have to prove. It's almost like, okay, this is such like a random thing. But you know how like when people post like couple pictures where they're like, oh my gosh, having the best time, and they're like online, you just see all of these like couples posting pictures of them like being like the happiest ever, like constantly. To me, that is such a red flag, because I'm like, oh, they're struggling. To me, you don't have to prove that you're in a good relationship. If you're in a good relationship, you're in a good relationship. You don't have to tell people that you're in a good relationship,
right?
Like, of course, put your vacation photos, put like cute your date night, whatever, but it's like the constant,
it's the outward validation.
It's like, I need to prove to you that I'm good.
And if a man is seeking outward validation and the woman is not giving it to them, they are now wounded and they now want to retaliate and like react to that. It's not desirable. That's exactly what it is. Seeing a man who's not emotionally regulated is the like watching least desirable thing, dry as the desert. Like,
the Sahara. Like literally bone dry. Because it is literally like watching a toddler throw a tantrum on the floor. Like, you are watching someone out of their wounding react to these things. Instead of like, okay, in that situation, right, where the girl is like, I don't need a man, you know, whatever. Like, how would, if a confident man would respond to that, how could they respond to that and you would be like, damn, okay.
Right. I mean, I'm not a man, but I'm a woman who knows what what does it and what's desirable.
Right.
And let me tell you, if that man would have just like looked at her and just told her like, I hear you. Like, clearly you're a strong woman and I'm sure that you could pay for this meal yourself. I know that you could be independent and I love that. That's super hot. But let me tell you, you're going to let me pay for this dinner because you deserve it.
Drop the mic. Like, seriously? Like, I mean, literally, would you just be like...
If a man who heard a woman, because can you imagine if a man who was secure in himself saw a woman saying, I don't need a man, this and that, instead of being triggered and wanting to tear her down, would instead recognize that that's a woman that has had to do it on her 100%. Own. So what do you think would make her be out of her masculine energy and drop into her feminine energy. It's making a soft place for her to land. She can, be independent everywhere else, but let me tell you, I got you.
Yeah.
And like, you don't have to worry about if I'm going to fly off the handle or be defensive. I'm going to be emotionally stable, and I'm going to let you know. And like, to me, that is the dominance. That's an alpha male. Betas over here were like, well, then fine, bitch, then you pay for your own meal then.
Because it's the reactionary. It's the ego. It's like, oh, now you've
Well,
hurt
poor you.
Yes,
Like,
exactly. Now I'm the victim. When you're the victim, you don't have any control over your life.
yeah.
Like, you get to decide that.
Yeah. And a woman can see that from a mile away.
Absolutely.
So you can blame her for not wanting you. But let me tell you, see a therapist, get on some medication if you have to, meditate, whatever it is, shadow work, journal. If you think all of that is bullshit, then you ain't lonely enough.
That's what I'm saying. You haven't hit rock bottom enough.
And let me tell you that the proof is in the pudding. Let's talk about some of the men on these social media platforms that hundreds of thousands of women just love, and they drool over them. They leave like a million comments of like
obscene. Dude, I'm telling you.
So all of these men, they are all men that speak up. They're not afraid to like speak up for people who don't have a voice. Yeah. They show compassion. They want like justice, right? So it's like outside of themselves. Yes. It doesn't have to affect them in order to care about something. Yes. That's so hot. They are very open and curious. Like, some of them started reading some of the books that the women said they loved, and they're like, listen here, you freaks, I started reading this book and I have some questions for you. Right. These women were like, oh my God.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I just think that the funniest thing is that they don't all look the same. They are all different walks of life, different jobs, careers, different ages, but they are sexy as hell, and women desire them.
Yes. And it's so, I feel like the overarching theme of all of these men that like women are just like gaga over, it's just that they literally have confidence without the cockiness, right? Yeah. They just have confidence.
They are secure.
And they're secure enough to read a book that might have like smutty scenes, even with other men in it. And they're like, okay. They also like have no fear of like what men think about the way they look. Right?
The fact that they call other men out, I love that shit.
I love that too.
I love that shit.
Right, because it's holding other men accountable. It's like men holding men accountable for like what you're doing, how you're acting. Like some of these men literally wear like full nail polish, like and you're just like,
another man would be like, oh, that's some
right, exactly. Like, but you like look at it and you're like, oh my gosh, that's so attractive that you can just be like within your own skin, like okay with whatever you show up as.
Yes. And again, whether it's intentional or not, these men create safety, because if they can show up as their authentic self and give the space for you to show up as your authentic self and not be a competition of any sort. There's no hierarchy or this and that. Women just eat it up because it's just feeling seen and heard and respect. And
it's so huge.
They don't just tolerate women.
No.
They like, you know, hold
like
women.
Exalt women, right?
It's like
these, like, you guys are fucking badasses, right? Like, you're just, it's just such a different feeling between like a transactional situation where you're like, I did this for you, so I expect this. Like, I feel like these men expect nothing and they get so fucking much. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. The most alpha thing you could do is just like be on your knees and be like, what? Oh God, I don't want to get off on a tangent, but I'll come back to it. Put a pin in it.
Put a pin in it.
Let's give some examples.
Okay. Yeah, give it to me. Lay it on me.
One of them that I love is Andrewski.
Oh, so
Andrew. We're talking about like...
First of all, just an absolute
The way
gem of a human being.
he speaks.
How does he do that?
It's like magic.
Like in one take.
Yes.
I don't even know how he speaks like that, but like it's so articulate.
He's so funny.
He's so smart. Oh my gosh. And just like, be cool. Like he just beloved. But like
he plays into the woman gaze.
And it's just, he's like one of the most endearing because he also fights for women's rights.
Yes.
He fights for women's rights. He is like an advocate and just
for everyone, like LGBTQ.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
I mean,
like caring about other people is the hottest thing.
Is the hottest thing.
Like, come on. Like, it's so, oh my gosh, it's so simple.
No.
It's not that hard. It's not that hard.
And he is not afraid to like, quote unquote, embarrass himself. Like,
yes,
it's not embarrassing, but like he full on dressed up with like,
with the
wings and all this stuff.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
We don't want, like, we don't want you to actually have wings or whatever. No. But like the fact that he knew what women are like reading about and stuff, and then he wanted to play to that, and like he looked great, okay, but it was definitely just like the costume. It was so cute.
Yes.
And look, he's been super transparent about like his hair plugs and whatever. I don't know. Like even just like, here's the tattoos I'm getting and stuff. And look, another man could be like, those tattoos are lame, or like, okay, whatever. Like start taking jabs at different things about him. But like he would come back and just murder you with his words. I would feel safe standing next to him. You know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely. And I mean, it kind of goes back to the man versus bear situation, right? Like, if you feel like you could have anyone that you love in a room, like, think about this, like, with my daughters. Like, do I feel safe with my daughters being in a room with somebody?
Yes.
Like, I would feel completely safe with my daughters in a room with him.
Yes.
And, like, that to me is like, I know your moral character. I know that you're a safe person.
I would not have to cover my drink around him.
Yes,
you know?
Exactly. Where you're that safety, that amount of safety is just like.
Also, he does this perfect thing of he'll flat out like encourage women to say the absolute craziest stuff. Like
I almost can't listen or read the things because I'm like,
they're nasty. They're creative. I'm impressed.
The most creative women.
But he does it in a way that is not, he's not like desperate. No. He's not cocky.
No. He's not even mocking it.
He's just not like, even mocking
it. He's like, you guys.
You know what? You love this and I love you loving this. Right? Isn't that so great?
It's so sexy. It's a sexy situation. Oh, yeah. I love when someone has like a really quick wit, but I have really rarely seen people who can articulate what's going on in their brain. Because you and me talk about this all the time. Our brains can access the things that are like, I might know all about this thing. And if you ask me about it, I'm like,
my mouth doesn't work.
For now. It'll come back, but it's gone for now. I feel like he literally... There's a very strong line.
There's someone behind the curtain just
in his brain to his mouth, because I'm like, how do you wield this and articulate so clearly these things and also make me feel like when I'm watching it, I'm
because
like, oh
he
my gosh,
feels so strongly and believes it. Like he's confident, he's secure, he's passionate.
Yes,
like
the passion.
I just think that it is like the most attractive thing.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Yes. Who's next? Give me another.
Okay. Well, how about Good Trouble?
Oh. First of all,
the way he talks, I'm like, oh my God. I'll listen.
He in very different energies.
Very different energies.
Good Trouble is so intense.
He's intense.
He is so intense, but he is so intense
with
his ability to like advocate for other people.
Yes.
Like he wants other people to understand what is happening and why they need to look at things.
This sense of like justice and calling people out on their shit, because people are going to make the dumbest videos and say the most ignorant shit.
Yes.
And you could just be like, that is
whatever.
so stupid.
But the fact that he like stitches them
He's
and
like,
calls
no,
them
motherfucker.
out. Yeah. Let me articulate
give
this
you
to you.
facts and let me, you know, and
yes.
he's just so hot.
The intensity is.
And of course, weaker, ego-driven, insecure men, they take shots at him for reasons that apparently they think are like, yeah, got you. He will post a video. Like, look, he can look a certain way, talk about things, act a certain way, but then he'll post a video like fucking pumping iron, and he's like jacked.
He's like a triathlete.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, holy shit. Like, it's so funny because you just think like these men are like, oh, this dude. And he's probably sitting all home alone. He's like, no, I'm not.
Right.
And this is what I do. This is how much
come
I bench
at me,
press.
bro.
And
like,
come at me. Because he is confident in
Right.
who he is. And he doesn't have to look a certain way in front of other people to feel good about himself. He just is good with himself.
So hot.
And he's buff. Like, so buff. When he gets in there with the freaking microphone and his
love how
biceps are just bulging as he's talking and so aggressive.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He always clips the microphone to like every time it's something random, like a pair of sunglasses. Or like I don't even know.
Oh my gosh.
I just love him.
Yeah, he's great. Again, advocating for other people, to have the rights that they deserve. Just basic human rights. Like, it is very sexy.
And you know who else does that? And good God, he's so sexy. Is it Cheez? Hold on, Cheez Chuck or something? Yeah. Chuck? I don't.
The mustache man.
Oh my God, he's very political.
Yeah,
I think he used to work like at the White House.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
I don't know what he did at the White House, but he did work at the White House.
Every day, he'll just be walking. He'll be getting in his car. He'll be whatever. And how passionate he is, how he calls out just racist, bigot. Like, I mean, and just the way he calls out toxic masculinity and the way he actually calls out other men at why they're not calling it out. Yes. I am just like, good God, don't get me in a room with that man. He is.
Yeah, no, he's amazing. I love his point of view too. Like, his point of view is very like, again, there's a theme.
It's like masculine and confident, but safe.
Yes. Well, and you know that it's not performative.
No.
And it's not for another underlying undercurrent of like, I need something out of this. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you're not trying to get something out of it.
Yeah.
You're just being instead of like trying to like, because if you think about it, that like, I'm doing something for you is manipulative. I want to get something from you, right? And so there's no manipulation underneath it. You can feel the like the honesty of what it is instead of feeling like, I feel like someone's trying to tell me this so that they can pull me into this thing. Or like, you know, you can feel that like tie to something that doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
And with all of these men, there's nothing underneath it. Like all just the true, honest version of them.
I cannot think of his name right now. What is the wood chopping dude? Like,
what's his name?
Calls out all the bullshit. He's very political.
He's got a beard.
Oh, he's got like
he's like a lumberjack.
He's a straight up lumberjack.
Yeah. But he like, again, he calls out people for like, what are we doing? And he even, his latest video, I just saw it, and he was talking about like, I'm not here to change anybody's mind about your political views or whatever, but like, can we just look at this issue and like realize that this isn't good for anybody? You know what I mean? Like, can we just take a look at this? It's very kind in the way that he
going back to
it.
what women say they want, which is kind, compassionate, confident, but funny, doesn't take themselves too seriously. It's aligning, it's matching up with what all these women are, the guys that they're loving online, which other dudes would like to attack and try to make fun of. But guess who all the women are wanting? And it's because it has all the exact same things that they had a long list of comments of what everyone said they wanted or what did it for them.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
So we're both like...
And what's interesting, okay, all of these three men, again, they look very different, but they're very like traditionally attractive people. If that lumberjack dude was not a lumberjack and he didn't look that way, and maybe he was 5'7" and maybe he had thinning hair, you know what I mean? But if he was still saying the things and creating that safety, it makes people, they're more attractive.
Yes.
The more that they are like that, the more attracted you are to them.
Yes. I'm not going to name them, but there are a handful of men that are in the same category of what they talk about and the type of content they post. But they're not my type of physically what I would find attractive. Totally. But they are attractive to me. Like I am like...
Absolutely. Because it's not just about physicality. And I think that that's what this red pill content really emphasizes is like, what are you doing externally to make you look desirable? As opposed to like, who are you internally that is actually attracting people to you?
Yes.
Because you can be like a very normal average guy. But if you are standing in that confidence of who you are and being compassionate and being kind and considerate and all of these things, that makes you more attractive to a woman.
Yes.
If someone feels safe around you, instantly more attractive. Like if someone feels like cared for around you, instantly more attractive.
If they feel like you value them, like you actually are actively listening, you're curious about...
if you want to get to know them.
Yeah.
Like asking them questions about themselves to find out about themselves. And I think that that's like these dating apps, right? Like you're having conversations with dudes, right? And and sometimes it can feel dry and it can feel like, yes, you're on, not you, speaking of like men are on these dating apps and they're wanting to get to know women. They're wanting to like connect, whatever. But it's like, do you really want to connect? Or are you just here to see if someone's going to connect with you?
And
there's
some dopamine, you know, like there's certain things that you kind of get, whether it's stroking the ego or like different things. But I just think that this is going to continue to be an epidemic.
Right. Yeah.
It's going to continue to happen if we don't start admitting that there's change that needs to happen. And if you are not willing to at least admit that and take a peek at that, if you just want to blame other things and other people, it's going to just continue. And that's fine if you want to do that.
Is it fine? I mean,
I'm going to go on living my life, but
I hate that answer.
If you're, I'm just saying,
I get it, but I'm just like,
either listen to women and be willing to put your ego aside and maybe just try it out. But what do we know? You know?
What do we know? We're just women.
We're just actually women.
Just actual women.
Like
my head wants to explode right now.
Just keep following these men who admittedly are not able to
and not even
women to like them.
What are we doing? What are we doing? It makes no sense. Like if you
I'll tell you what we're not doing is those guys.
We were talking about this yesterday. If you were trying to get more fit, right?
Yeah.
Like you would go to someone who's done this.
They know what they're talking about. Yeah. They know more than me. That trainer is telling you, here's exactly what you can do. Here's what you can change, what you can stop doing. Here's the whatever to follow. And then you go, no, that ain't it. That's what you think it is, but
but I know
that's not it.
On a podcast
and then when you don't do those things and you continue to not be in shape, and then you're just like, I don't know what, like it's just nothing I do is working.
That's exactly what it is. That is exactly what it is. So, okay. So both of us have boys.
Yes.
And I really think like this is something that, especially because I had not known about this before, that there are young boys getting kind of drawn into this, just kind of generally seeking kind of like understanding of how to date and how to show up and how to be confident.
Yeah.
Like maybe they don't know how to do that, or they want to take someone on a date, but they're like, I don't know how do I get women to talk to me at a bar? Or how do I, you know what I mean? Like, they're seeking these things out. Like, how do we raise our boys to help them like feel that confidence and know who they are and be able to attend to themselves in this world that we have these polarizing things where you have these men being like, oh, well, that's not manly. Like, how do we help our kids to feel empowered in this kind of weird space?
I mean, I'm no expert, but what I feel is that it just starts with how you treat them and you lead by example, is my opinion. I think that if we shame them for crying or like, that's not worth crying over, you're now letting them know, one, to not to disconnect from your own feelings and experiences. And you're telling them like that basically that's not manly, that's not acceptable, right? So now if they see someone else crying or whatever, what do you think they're going to think of that person?
Right, totally.
You know, if women cry, then you know what I mean? Like now they think less than women. If you are trying to parent and it becomes more shame-based, or if you're trying to control behavior instead of basically encouraging them and co-regulating, like showing them that they can connect with other people in order to learn how to meet their needs and stuff. As an adult, they're not going to be looking for that outward validation and expect other people to fill these voids and to meet their needs, because that's how you create a confident, competent, someone who believes in themselves and knows that they can, they're capable. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. And so I think that that would make them have a voice, respect themselves, feel confident moving through the world, and they're going to see the world through that lens as well.
Absolutely.
And so, like, I actually don't know. And every day we're trying to do our best, you know? Yeah. But what I do know doesn't work over lots of generations is parenting through fear and control and not leading by example, like do as I say, not as I do, not regulate your own emotional state, but expect the child, like holding the child at a higher standard than you hold yourself.
Facts.
Like you're going to create a child that is people pleasing, walking on eggshells, like, you know, like afraid to speak up and allowing other people to make decisions for them or, you know, bully or whatever. And I just think that if you teach them to respect themselves, to respect women, to value themselves, they will value women. Like, it seems kind of obvious.
Yeah. I mean, I think you nailed it. Because
I don't know. No. It's just like, be compassionate and patient and understanding towards them while they are like not developed yet. And like you're molding them, you're teaching them. So if you want them to be kind and compassionate and, you know, patient with themselves and connected to their own emotions and whatever, like I don't know someone, if you want them to be, because that's what moms want, right? But if a dad or a whatever is like, I want them to be strong and successful or manly or I don't know, whatever the things are. Do you think someone is capable of, you know, being a leader if they are worried about, like, if they have to walk on eggshells, if they can't speak up,
that's not confidence.
Get shamed for how they, you know, whatever. I'm just saying, like, you can't be not connected to yourself. You can't be reactive, defensive, easily angered. That type of stuff is not going to be a successful, good leader. Like, women are not going to desire that. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I love this quote from Glennon Doyle, and she's talking to women, but it's like, you don't want to be a martyr, you want to be a model. And it's like, if you want your kids to see these things, exactly like you said, right? Like, you have to model what compassion looks like. You have to model what confidence
taking
is.
accountability, even to your kids. I know
Absolutely.
it's not I know all the generations before us, that's not allowed. But let me tell you, like, if you don't want your kid to make excuses for their behavior or to, you know, you have to be able to take accountability when you like drop the ball and you know, like you have to be able to apologize to them. Not if you didn't do this, then I wouldn't have done that, or you know what I mean? Like you're teaching your kid to be that way. Like,
I mean, I tell my kids all the time, like, you will know how to apologize because I've had to apologize so much.
Yes.
Because growing up, I don't ever remember a time, maybe when my dad swore one time, he apologized for swearing. But I don't remember ever my parents.
Wow. Like,
I'd have to apologize multiple times a day. Anyway.
Yeah.
But like, I don't remember them ever apologizing to me.
Yeah.
And I remember like, there are times where I'm like, oh man, I did it wrong. Like there's things that I did when I was in survival that I'm not proud of how I parented.
We're all human. And guess what?
Yeah.
You can use that as a way of teaching kids that like, hey, we're all human.
Yeah.
But I feel like I do sympathize with these men that are struggling. And I know, like, I'm not trying to just shit on men or whatever. I genuinely
truly
feel badly that like when you are maybe programmed and conditioned to have a certain outlook or to have knee-jerk reactions and all these different things, your belief system, whatever it is, it's hard to go through your whole life a certain way and then as an adult, just go to therapy and start talking to someone about it all and undoing everything, feeling so uncomfortable, like just a mess, right?
I mean, both of us did that though.
Like, I know.
Literally.
But I'm just saying, like, I get that it's hard to let go of what feels so true and right to you. I get that.
And what you've been modeled.
Right. Yeah. And so, I don't know. We're going to have to.
Well, because at the end of the day, when you look at your kids, you're like, you just want them to do better than you. Like for me, I'm like, I want my kids to succeed so much. Like I want to watch them thrive and do the things that they love. That is something that I am deeply passionate about. I always tell my kids, I'm like, I am your biggest cheerleader. I will be there every step of the way to see you succeed as much as humanly possible. I want you to do that. But you can't do those things if you feel
if it's performative
or
absolutely
like you feel
not.
stunted in
because
these things.
Do you want those things for them at the end of the day? It's like internally depleted.
Yeah, totally no,
lonely,
of course not.
You know what I mean?
You can't. It has to be from that place of they are good within themselves, you know what I mean? And that's part of like what I encourage them is like, I want you to listen to yourself because that was not taught to me. That was not a thing ingrained to me. I had to learn that very late in life to like trust my own gut. And it's like at every turn, even like when I was teaching my kids how to drive, I'd be like, you know, they'd be like, okay, where do I turn? And I'm like, well, trust your gut. Where do you think you should go?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like giving them a chance to show that they're capable.
Them to feel capable.
Absolutely. Because when you show up and you believe that they are capable and resourceful to do it themselves, you are showing them that they do have this, and that breeds confidence. That shows, like, even if it's something that I wouldn't necessarily do, right? You're showing them like you are capable.
Yeah.
And I think that that is, especially as like women and moms are listening to this, like just showing up as you, being vulnerable, being able to be like, hey, I had a rough day today. Like I actually got really upset or really, you know, and I reacted in a way I wasn't super proud of.
What would you say if someone told you that that would be raising like a weak man, not masculine, not alpha, that would, as a woman,
right? Would like create
and
a
trying to
weak man?
Shape a boy into being that way?
I would feel
like,
no feelings. I would feel no feelings because I'd be like, that's absolutely untrue.
Right.
You know what I mean? It wouldn't even rile me because I would be like,
Yeah.
No, like that isn't, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's just not even like, it doesn't even, you know how sometimes when people say things and you like get that little weird kick in your system?
Right.
It doesn't even do that. I'd be like, cool. Have you met my
Because-
son? He's
right.
fucking awesome.
'Cause, yeah.
Like, are you fucking kidding me right now? That boy is like the hope. He's hope for the future. Are you
I have
kidding
hope
me?
for the future, to be
Heck,
honest.
yes. And
Yeah.
I do think that like the 20 somethings, like there are a group that are getting kind of pulled into this content, but there is another group that is checking in with themselves and addressing the things. And it's like,
Yeah.
that gives me hope. Like knowing that you, like pretending you don't have feelings is not strong or manly.
Absolutely not.
Like,
Or even
that's just avoidance.
being angry and blaming other people for
Yeah.
those feelings.
Yes.
Like, that's just,
It's weakness.
yeah.
And it's insecurity.
It is.
At the end of the day, it's just
It is.
insecurity. Because if someone were to say like, oh, I think you're a weak person, like, okay, well, what you think about me has nothing to do with me. It has
Yeah.
everything to do with you. So what are you feeling weak about? You
Yeah.
know?
Because if you're super like secure and grounded in who you are,
Right.
I know that that's a projection, and that is like,
Yes.
that's how you see me tells me everything about what's going on inside of you.
Absolutely. It is such a beautiful mirror.
That's what I want to teach my kids is like, listen, if someone bullies you, if someone like makes fun of, if a kid wears fingernail polish to school and people are like, you're this and that or whatever, like, again, that tells me more about those kids.
Yep.
And I
Absolutely.
hope that you would just do whatever makes you happy.
Right.
And then lead by example. Don't retaliate. Like, always be kind. Speak up.
Yeah.
You know.
Especially for others, for yourself and others. I think that that's a good place to wrap it up, because I really do think that if we can teach our boys these things, and our kids, like our girls too, like teaching our girls about this content too, and like when
Oh, how about the fact that when we were kids and probably the generations before, if a boy like pushes you down on a playground, oh, that means he likes you, honey.
So just teaching an entire generation that abuse is love.
Okay.
Cool.
Can't imagine how
Cool.
we ended up in the positions we were in, but like, get fucked, man.
Yes.
You know?
Literally. Absolutely
I
not.
feel bad. I feel bad that that's like, that people, you know, believed that and stuff.
When we know better, we
Exactly.
do better. When we know better, we
That's
do
what we're
better.
trying to do. And then that's
Yes.
all we're asking
Yes.
of the opposite sex.
And maybe like pass this along if you know someone who like they have sons too and they don't know about this content, or, you know, just if you would like to pass this along to someone who you think could use it, that'd be awesome too.
All right. Love you.
Love you too. Bye.